calm, focused happiness. Hey, Mindful Tribe, I'm here today with somebody who is all about imagination. Imagination and creativity. And of course, you know that we talk about those kinds of things quite a bit here on Mindfulness Mode because it's part of being mindful, is to be creative and to be filled with imagination. And it's kind of like being childlike, isn't it? Well, I've got a guy with me that, well, they say he's kind of childlike at times and has a great sense of humor, and he's a lot of fun to talk to. I'm here today with Costa Michailidis, and it's really great to have you here, Costa. Costa, are you in mindfulness mode today?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, indeed.
That's awesome. So, Costa, what does mindfulness mean to you?
Oh, so I think I first encountered mindfulness in the book Way of the Peaceful Warrior. It was presented as Satori
Yeah.
by Dan Millman, who's the author. So that was probably the first introduction I got. That would be the book recommendation too, Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. So he was a gymnast. I was a gymnast. It was very easy to sort of connect. But the example that was given was that in gymnastics, you have to be mindful. It sort of pulls mindfulness out of you automatically. If you're swinging around the high bar and you're thinking about lunch, or you're going to fall and hurt yourself. You have to be 100% focused in the moment when you do things that are that physically demanding. And so you have other moments in your life where you're not exhibiting mindfulness. And once someone points that out, you notice the stark difference. You go, oh, when I'm an athlete doing my moves on a high bar or the parallel bars or in whatever my sport is, I'm 100% in the moment. I have to be in order to perform. I don't hear if the crowd is cheering or left. Everything else is drowned out. It's just me and the ball or me and the rings. And then you look at other parts of your life and your mind's scattered all over the place. And you're like, wait, why can't I do the mindfulness thing in the rest of my life? And so the practice begins.
As we move forward in the interview, Costa, I want to ask you 5 quick answer questions. So just 30-second answers are perfect. The first one is this: who is one person who has been a powerful influence in your life when it comes to mindfulness?
Dan Millman.
Yeah.
It's the Way of the Peaceful Warrior author. There's also a movie for those who are more inclined to movies called Peaceful Warrior.
I haven't seen that movie. I'll have to check it out. I've read the book, but the movie sounds interesting. Number 2, how has mindfulness affected your emotions or how you deal with your emotions?
So for me, because mindfulness was originally something I learned in sport, it changed my conception of emotions to emotional fitness. So I think of emotional fitness rather than emotional intelligence or anything else. And fitness means you have to work out to stay in shape. If you don't work out, you're going to fall out of shape. Having a good coach is useful. So fitness is a metaphor. If you use good techniques, you're likely to do it well. If you use bad techniques, you can get injured. So I think of it as emotional fitness. And that came from mindfulness in my sport.
Very interesting. Tell us how breathing is part of your mindfulness practice. You've talked a bit about it already, of course, with the diving and everything, but let's just sum it up.
Yeah, focusing on the breath, staying in the moment is tremendous. And what's really wonderful about free diving is you learn specific breathing patterns that can reduce your heart rate. The reason we do it in free diving is to do a more efficient free dive, to be able to go longer on that single breath hold. So using those techniques from free diving. But in free diving, ultimately, using breath to become calm, to develop a tremendous sense of calm in order to do a free dive.
Well, that is very interesting because I haven't talked to anybody that's done free diving to the depth that you have, and you're even a teacher of it. So that's pretty fascinating.
It's a lot of fun. I'm barely scratching the surface. It's new for me. Some of the sort of world competitors, my instructor, they're diving to 100 meters plus.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going down to 300 and 400 feet. It's insane. Yeah,
that is insane. Wow. Well, you've already shared the book with me, which is Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Millman, Dan Millman, and apps. Are there? I don't think you mentioned an app, did you? Oh, you did mention an app. That's right.
I don't think I did, but I would recommend I think it's either called Habit Loop or just Loop. I'm on Android, so that would be the Google Play Store. I'm sure there's something equivalent on the iPhone, but it is a very clean app for habit development. You put the habit in, you say how often you want to do it, daily, weekly, etc. You set a reminder if you want a reminder, and then you can check in at the end of the day and you look through your list of habits and you go, oh, have I been making more eye contact lately? Check, did that one today. Have I, been grateful? Did I have 3 moments of gratitude? Cool, check. You can go through that list, or maybe some other thing you want to do, you didn't do, and so you leave that one off today. So I found that practice tremendous, and the app was Habit Loop, I think is the name of the app.
Okay, I'll check it out, and I'll also put it in the show notes. So as we wrap up the interview, Costa, I want to ask you if you have any words of advice for anybody that's listening today and is kind of excited about innovation and imagination and would like to bring more of this into their life and just have a life where they feel more energized and more excited every single day.
Yeah, I enjoy the process. So gymnastics taught me a couple of things, and I've seen it show up again in the work that I do with scientists and everywhere else I look. Anything is possible, and that's good or bad. So anything is possible. We can do incredible things in the world, but anything is possible. Like, you could get blindsided on a Tuesday by some tragedy, or anything in between. And so in coping with that, enjoy the process, I think is something tremendous that I can offer. For me, going to gymnastics at the Armory at the Flushing YMCA, it was written on a little white sheet of paper that's posted on the glass door, little diagonal Scotch tape corners, you know what I'm talking about. It said, "Welcome to gymnastics, enjoy the process." And so for us, gymnastics was facing your fears, blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of joy and celebration, really, really hard work. But we enjoyed every minute of it. And I think life's the same. If you can take the challenges and the good times and the bad times, and you can find ways to enjoy them, to engage them, that you ultimately will have an enriched life.
I would agree, Costa. And speaking of joy, it's been a lot of joy having you on the show. Thanks so much for being here, Costa.
You're very welcome, Bruce. It was my pleasure.
Okay, bye now. Hey, Mindful Tribe. Are you experiencing anxiety? Are you experiencing stress and tension and feeling as though, it's just difficult to move on? That describes the clients I work with. Clients who have had an awful lot of problem with anxiety and stress, and maybe some kind of habits that are holding them back. And through hypnosis, we get to the bottom of it. We get right in there and we talk about it, but with hypnosis, we get right into what is causing some of this in your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind represents about 90 to 95% of your thoughts, and you don't even realize what those thoughts are much of the time. And through hypnosis, we can get in there and we can work at this. Doesn't mean we're going to change what's going on in your subconscious mind. It means we're going to become more aware of it and then deal with it and think of it differently in the conscious mind. And I am so happy to have helped so many people with their anxiety through hypnosis and coaching. And you could be the next person. If you're listening to this episode and you would like to let go of some of this anxiety, send me an email, bruce@mindfulnessmode.com. Put coaching session in the subject line, coaching session, send it to bruce@mindfulnessmode.com. And I would love to have you on a Zoom call for a free session where we can talk about what's going on and what's happening and how can I help you. Because that's one thing I truly know about myself, is that I really love helping other people, and I would love to help you. So thanks for listening. Take what we've learned today to reach new heights of calm, focus, and happiness. Stay in the mode.